Welcome back to the Div 1 final here in Brossard, Quebec. The last game, Game 6 of 6, the heavyweight matchup. Montreal's finest, the two-time defending winter champions, against the challengers Rainmakers. Welcome back in Daniela Gentili and, of course, Jim Clarathis. Daniela, I'll start with you quickly here. One key point for the finest is what?
Make sure Kevin Wyeth doesn't get injured.
All right, GM, one key point for the Rainmakers.
One key point of the Rainmakers is playing off of what Daniele said, not injuring Kevin Wyeth. That's not what I was going to say. But definitely flustering him and making sure that his first reads are not there.
All right, finals will start off the ball in the first half. Rainmakers will start off the ball in the second half. Away we go. Enjoy the Div 1 final. Wyeth looking right. Wait. Going deep to Guillaume Ward. Touchdown.
You know, it's funny. I was going to call a deep ball to Guillaume Ward, but I didn't want to seem ignorant. But look at this, man. 1 for 1, 40 bomb. Seems like it's 158.3 for Mr. Wyeth.
Yeah, and not to allude too much, I know that Scoop has already mentioned it as well, but Guillaume Ward is definitely a name we're going to be hearing on both sides of the ball, especially rushing Kevin Wyeth, not Kevin Wyeth, Ryan Kastner as well.
You're so right, Jim. You know what? The two guys that aren't as noticeable as the big three are Guillaume Ward and Garrett Taylor. These guys, I think we're going to be hearing a lot of them.
Again, more with the convert 7-0 now for the finals. So after one play, 7-0, Guillaume Ward against the Rainmakers. 3 catches, 39 yards, 1 TD. During the regular season, a modest 36 catches, 531 yards, and a mere 13 TDs. So quite the talent on the finest offense. And here comes Ryan Kastner.
Really? They have talent on their offense?
Potentially, yes.
Wow.
Ryan Kastner now will open up his account here in the Div 1 final. Kastner looking silent to Derek Kastner, and he'll be forced out of bounds by Ali Bagdash for a 6-yard gain. Second down.
I mean, definitely a matchup we're going to be seeing a lot of. Ryan throwing his brother on those slants. You can also see a lot of slants from Michael Chidiat as well from that wide-out position. There's a lot of talent on this Rainmakers team that is often not talked about. You have Ben Leger from the slot as well, and, of course, Shane Williams, probably one of the big game breakers in this team. Also, a thorn in the side of Montreal's finest with a pick 6 on a championship years and years ago against Montreal's finest.
Keep an eye out for Guillaume Ward. Had a third of his sacks against Kastner. Quick pass out. Incomplete. Great job by Garrett Taylor to force the pass deflection. Third down coming up here for the Rainmakers.
Yeah, I mean, what the defense has to do for Montreal's finest is just make breaks on the ball. We all know that Ryan Kastner's offense is a timing route offense, and, you know, giving him time in the pocket is not what you want. Guillaume Ward at the rushing position is going to make a huge difference this game.
Third down here coming up for the Rainmakers. Kastner looking short, going wide open, tipped all the way by Keyshawn Thompson, intended for Tim Kramer, who was wide open down the sideline.
Yeah, Kramer had a lot of separation there. Initially, Keyshawn Thompson just snuck in there. Kramer was so close to corralling that in.
Yeah, what I see here on fourth down and about 5, I think Garrett Taylor and Keyshawn Thompson are going to have to key in on a little, perhaps 10 in from Chidiat. I know he likes that play on crucial downs.
And a big play coming up here for the Rainmakers, going for it on fourth down. Can they convert and maintain their drive, or will Montreal's finest seize momentum as they have an early 7-0 lead in the Div 1 final?
Could this be the game, Mo?
Not yet. Kastner going deep, sacked. Yes, sir. He is sacked by Guillaume Ward. It'll be a turnover and downs, and the finals will have the ball inside the red zone of the Rainmakers.
Kastner got too caught up in watching that route all the way through, didn't even notice that Guillaume Ward was right up in his grill and getting that tackle.
As I was mentioning just before that play, I was paying attention to Chidiat there on offense, and he got slowed down. He was definitely doing that 10 in, but got slowed down by Nate Taylor and Garrett Taylor on that strong left side for the Montreal's finest defense.
The last 8 games Ryan Kastner's played against the finest has been sacked 20 times. So that is now sacked 21 against Ryan Kastner in his history against the finest the last 8 times. Wyeth, quick pass to Don Shepard. Touchdown.
2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Can this guy be stopped? I don't think so, man.
Mark Deslauriers and Shane Williams both saw that a little bit too late, tried to box Don Shepard out, but of course, there's no one who boxes people out better than Don Shepard. Great hands, uses his body to his advantage.
Kevin Wyeth, the last 8 games against Rainmakers, 54 touchdowns, 2 INTs.
Unbelievable numbers.
Now make it 56.
Yeah, this is crazy. we all know he's capable of scoring on any play, but the Rainmakers really have to key in on someone every play because he can go to anyone.
Guillaume Ward now makes it 14-0 for the Finest. So they have run 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, Rainmakers early turnover, and they're down by 2 scores.
We've been mentioning that the Rainmakers defense in the past, like we mentioned in past articles and amongst the podcast, that the Rainmakers D is their specialty this season, that it's definitely their shining point, and right now it looks largely ineffective.
Second series here for the Rainmakers. Castner, short pass. Tim Kramer catches it. Kramer makes 1 move, 2 moves, tackled by Keyshawn Thompson, Kareem Burnett, just shy or just at the first down marker. Second down coming up.
Kramer on that slant in knew exactly where those defenders were and knew exactly where to stop, where Kastner would throw him the ball. Brought it in and got a few yards after completion as well on that play.
And that's going to be key for the Rainmakers to calm their nerves down and not get behind too early as they're down by 2 scores.
Yeah, if I was Bourdage here, I'd watch for Derek Kastner on a little drag.
Castner looking left, going left. Wide open is Tim Kramer on the sidelines. Makes a spin move. Down he goes sidelines. He's out of bounds, but that'll be enough for a first down.
Very, very interesting trying to keep his toes in check there. He must have just grazed that sideline because he had very, very good idea of where he was placed.
Yeah,
Great catch by Kramer.
That was a great call by Leo. We definitely saw him step out. Ryan Kastner needs to make completion after completion here. He can't afford to get sacked or turn the ball over one more time.
Tim Kramer had 41 catches and 8 TDs and 445 yards during the regular season. During the game against the Finest, 6 catches, 58 yards. So he's had good success against the Finest. Kastner looking left. Wide open Shane Williams. Up the sidelines. Tackled by Bourdage. 6-yard gain. Second down coming up.
Definitely made sure, Ryan Kastner making sure that Shane Williams is the only one able to catch that ball on that route there. Shane uses his body to his advantage and definitely has a lot of size behind it.
Yeah, 3 straight completions to Ryan Kastner's left. Let's see if Montreal's Finest here is going to make a little adjustment and perhaps key in on their right side of the defense.
And this is the bread and butter play here for the Rainmakers as they are looking to cut this lead in half, potentially speaking here. Kastner looking left again. Wide open is Derek Kastner. Makes a move, and he's tackled by Oli Bourdage for a 2-yard gain. That might be enough for a first down.
It is indeed enough for a first down, and that's definitely what you want, especially this close to the end zone. You want to at least have that first down to work with.
4th tackle for Oli Bourdage.
Yeah, already, I mean, they're keying in now on the left side of the offense. Seems like Shane Williams and Tim Kramer are going to be the go-to guys here. Maybe a curveball, first down and goal. Let's see if he hits Chidiat on a quick slant for a touchdown.
Big series coming up here for the Rainmakers. Kastner rolling out now. Kastner trying by time, sacked. And no, the touchdown counts. Touchdown, Rainmakers.
Huge play there. I think Guillaume Ward thought he had him, but the referees are giving Ryan Kastner the benefit of the doubt. Kastner knew when to release that ball to find the open man for the touchdown.
14-6 now.
I love what Keyshawn Thompson did there. He knew that Kastner was going to switch it up. Before the snap, it seemed like he was motioning to the left. He made a great read. Fortunately for the Rainmakers, Ryan Kastner got it off on time to his younger brother Derek for a touchdown.
And he gets off the schneid with an early touchdown here to make it 14-6. We'll see on the extra point now. Kastner looking to his right, going over the middle, avoids the rush, and he gets the convert. It is now 14-7 for the Montreal's Finest.
Michael Saman with a big catch there. Saman, who's usually the one rushing on the defensive side of the ball, is making his presence known here on offense with a big catch for a convert that keeps them within reach of this game right now.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing Ryan Kastner elude a quick rush. Luckily for him, he got by the quick Guillaume Ward and got that ball to Saman right in his hands. Great, accurate throw.
Gary Taylor now in the game for Keyshawn Thompson at the left wideout spot. Rashman abdicated the left slot. Don Shepard, Aked Moore, Guillaume Ward going left to right on your TV screen. Wyeth looking right. Quick pass to Don Shepard. Wide open. Away he goes to the races. Shepard gets up over midfield, and he's tackled at the 20-yard line of the Rainmaker territory.
The greatly appreciated triple slant right. Very easy catch for Donald Shepard. A lot of space, something that he doesn't usually see. A nice little 10-yard burst there. Seeing some lightning quick speed from Donald Shepard.
Yeah, Shepard's flag coming off at the last second, and Mark Delory getting right in there, ensuring that there's a tackle with that one hand of his.
Delory had 6 pass deflections during the regular season, 2 tackles during their first encounter with the Finest 99 days ago, so more than 3 months. Wyeth going to the corner. Aked Moore, touchdown.
Unbelievable. what a Kedmore could do on offense. He had someone draped all over him with a hand on
Matthew
his
Bond.
shirt. Matthew Bond, draped all over him, hand on his shirt, tugging him, but you can't stop him. You can't stop a big body like Kedmore with those fantastic hands.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Scoop here. Bond was in the perfect position. He played that to a T. However, when a ball is in the air and in Aked vicinity, he's coming down with the ball. We saw it last year in the finals where he was triple covered on the last play of the first half, and he came up with an incredible catch.
Moore had 3 touchdowns against the Rainmakers week 1, and he has his 4th against the Rainmakers this season. Wyeth rolling out now, buying time. Attacked by Saman. Ken Moore, and it is good.
Once again, a direct snap, very nice snap to Kevin Wyeth's left. Kedmore, again, covered by Matthew Bond, just couldn't do it. He just couldn't cover him. Another tug at the jersey. You can see that it's probably ripped, but you can't stop this guy, man. He's just such a great weapon.
Yeah, I don't know what more I can add to that. I mean, the defense were in a decent position and still were unable to stop that from happening. It's one thing to know what's coming, and there's another to stop it.
Can the Rainmakers respond now, down 21-7? Kastner, now look at this right, going to the right. Chitty had open, 2 feet in, completion, and that will be just, shy of the first down, so it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Rainmakers.
Chidia, definitely an underrated receiver in Division I. He's not a name that comes up a lot, but he's definitely a go-to player for Ryan Kastner and definitely a cause for success of the Rainmakers so far.
Yeah, right on that left side of the defense, the Taylor brothers were playing the deep ball there. Well, Garrett was covering more of the short slot, and Nathan vacated towards the deep ball and had, not enough time to get back for that hook.
Kastner going wide, picked off by Green Bennett. Nope, out of bounds.
That was a quick adjustment there. A little bit of a bad snap on the part of Derek Kastner to his brother Ryan. Ryan picked it up quickly, got rid of it. Unfortunately, it was close to being intercepted, but still not an interception there. Rainmakers stay with the ball.
Yeah, great break on the ball by Karim Bennett. A Hall of Famer, great cornerback. You look at him and you think, okay, I could beat this guy, but that's not the case with him.
Here's a key stat for you guys. So far in the first half, Rainmakers have run 10 plays, 7 points. Finest, 4 plays, 21 points.
Unbelievable.
Kastner now, 3rd down. Quick slant, great tackle by Garrett Taylor, great catch by Michael Chidiat. That'll be enough for a first down.
Absolutely. We talked about it pregame. That's definitely a route we're going to be seeing a lot of from Michael Chidiat because it's so sure to be there. I mean, he's very sure-handed. He's deceptively quick and not someone that you would expect to be getting those passes there, and yet he corrals it in very, very well.
I think, personally, what Montreal's Finest is doing is they're going to make Ryan Kastner think that's going to be open all game on 3rd and short, 4th and short, and maybe later on this game they're going to make a huge play on that slant.
New set of downs here for Kastner. Kastner looking left, going over the middle, wide open. Great catch by Ben Leger, and he'll go out of bounds inside the red zone territory, and they are now knocking on the goal line.
Ben Leger ran that route to a T. It was sort of a not a skinny post, but the opposite of fat post. He did that 5 and then that deep in towards the corner post area. It was definitely well run right from the get-go, and he came down with the ball there.
Yeah, it's really hard to defend a perfect throw with a perfect route. I mean, you can't really stop that, Mo. I don't see how a dart like Kastner can throw can be stopped on a consistent basis when a guy like Leger, when a guy like Chidiat, when a guy like Shane Williams run those precise routes.
Leger had 42 yards, 1 TD grab against the Finest back in week 1. Kastner now looking right, going short pass, incomplete, intended for Ben Leger. Keyshawn Thompson on the play.
Yeah, it looked like the initial read there was Derek Kastner, but that was not open. And underneath there was Ben Leger, but Keyshawn Thompson just came up and put a hand on that ball.
I loved how the defense swarmed on all the reads going from Derek Kastner back to Leger. Seems like Ryan had nothing open there.
And it's 2nd down now for the Rainmakers, down by 14 in this first half of the Div 1 final. Ryan Kastner so far today, 4 incompletions, but he's hit 5 different receivers. So he's spreading the ball out there, but has not put up the points that he's needed so far. Kastner looking middle, right, waits, avoids Ward, open Chidiat, touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, wow. We've mentioned earlier that Guillaume Ward has been eating up Ryan Kastner, but that's twice now that Kastner gets by him for an open receiver in the end zone. So that's huge for him in these red zone reads.
Yeah, it's hard to cover an offense like the Rainmakers when the rush is eluded and giving Kastner another second or two. He knows how to pinpoint that ball. If you can see on that replay, Chidiat was kind of covered to his right, but Kastner put it right on his left, only where he can catch it. Well done.
And they're going for the extra point convert here, down by 8 to make it potentially 7-point lead for the Finest. Kastner going. Tim Kramer, tip ball, incomplete. So 21-13 for the Finest. And right now, as we said before, Finest have run 4 plays, 21 points, and they are definitely in fuego with their offense so far, Daniele.
Yeah, okay. Well, what I'm just going to say about that Montreal's Finest defense is it seems like their game plan is to focus on Kastner's first read and depend on Ward to get that sack. It seems like the 2 touchdowns were because he eluded the sack, and every other time they keep on swarming that first read and making big plays.
Wyeth, Rosh the open, makes one move, spin. Tackle by Ben Leger. No, he doesn't. Gets around. Delorier and Adler on the tackle. Will be a first down, 12-yard gain.
Is that flag glued to Roshdi? Man, it seems like no one could stop that spin. Carmine, Roshdi, Paul Lapierre, they all do that same spin, and it's so hard to tackle them. A nice little drag left, quick yards, ended up being 15.
It's definitely something that's difficult to stop. As you saw, there were about 3 defenders on the Rainmakers who could not get that tackle in. But I think contrary to flag belief, it's not actually a spin. Rashi doesn't do a 360. He presents the least amount of flags. He always has his chest facing the defender so that it's hardest to get his flags rather than a full 360-degree spin.
He does like a 320, more or less. Wyeth now looking left. Wide open is Roshdi. Gets the ball, tackle by Shane Williams. That'll be about a 5-yard gain and second down coming up.
A dart to Roshdi, sure-handed guy. Seems like he swayed away from the triple slant play, went to a hook, quick 5 yards. Nice catch.
Second down now for Montreal's Finest, and they have been on point with their offense so far. Up 21-13 here in the Div 1 final. Daniele Gentili, GM Clarathris, Mo Khan, providing you the play-by-play and color commentary of the last game of the 2014 winter season as these teams looking to win a Div 1 title to etch their name in history of FPF greatness. Wyeth, again, more touchdown.
Obviously, Matt Bond cannot cover Akedmore, something that they might have to adapt and change at halftime. You might have to put Delorier or Shane Williams on him because he's causing too much damage in the red zone.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can add to that. Just like the finals that have happened already tonight, adjustment has been, or lack of adjustment has been a key factor in these games, and this could definitely be a nail in the coffin of the Rainmakers if they don't do something about it now.
And we'll find out on this extra point attempt right now for the Finest, who are now up 27-14. Wyeth looking right, avoids Simon. Wide open, Keyshawn Thompson, and he gets it, and guess what? They're 4 for 4 on extra point converts, 28-13 for the Finest.
If you don't want to give Kastner time with the ball, the last person you want to give that extra second to is Kevin Wyeth. It's almost 100% sure he's going to get a completion if you miss that sack.
Yeah, give him a few more drives, and he will definitely have put up an extra touchdown worth of convert plays. Right now, it's definitely the 8 ball is behind the Rainmakers. They need to make something happen here.
Big series now for the Rainmakers. Kastner looking right, waiting, going over the middle. It was supposed to be intended for Shane Williams. A little collision with Keyshawn Thompson. So incomplete, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, intended for Shane Williams there, who was caught up along the way. And with that read, with that throw at least, I don't know about that read, but there were more eligible Montreal's Finest defenders in the area than there were Rainmakers receivers.
Yeah, but it seems like Shane Williams, look, he's still talking to that ref. Seems like there might have been a hold or a little tug, pass interference.
It looks like at this moment we are 1 minute to 5 plays in this game here. The Rainmakers definitely have to score on this drive.
And we're 1 hour and a minute away from Daniele Gentili's birthday, so a lot of countdowns going on as well.
Boy,
here.
An hour away from I won't say it.
Kastner going to the right sideline. Derek Kastner, great catch. Spin move on Garrett Taylor, and he'll be tackled for a 7-yard gain. And 3rd down coming up here for the Rainmakers.
Yeah, full extension from Derek Kastner here, making sure he caught that ball. Wasn't sure if that was the first read or not, but in any case, it resulted in a big 7-yard catch. Maybe a little bit less, but definitely an important play.
Yeah, it seems like Montreal's Finest on defense are going to give Ryan Kastner that outlet pass to Derek. And they're just going to try to avoid to get burnt deep by their speed weapons and Tim Kramer and Michael Chidiat.
1 for 2 for 3rd down conversion for the Rainmakers. Can they go 2 for 3? Quick pass out to Shane Williams, picked up by Ali Bogdaj, and a pick 6. Good night, Ali Bogdaj with a touchdown to make it 34-13 for the finest.
That's just an incredible play there. I think that if we look back at this at the end of the game and wonder about turning points, it may very well be that play right there. I mean, there's not much that you can do as a receiver when your route is jumped like that, especially with the QB making that read and broadcasting it a little too plainly.
I'm pretty sure Olivier Bourdage was in the huddle there. He figured it out. He saw Shane Williams do that 5 and out, undercut it, made a huge play, and honestly, I know it's 30 seconds before halftime here, but I could safely say game, set, match.
There's still football to be played.
Of
so,
course, but you have to stop Kevin Wyeth 2 times here.
Wyeth, Shepard, incomplete. So that's the first quote-unquote incompletion for Kevin Wyeth as they don't convert on the extra point attempt. 34-13 now for the finest. Jim, I'll ask you this for the Rainmakers. How important is it for them to go into half with at least points in their back pocket to make it 34-19?
I think it would be important in any finals game, but in a game where you're playing a team as powerful as Montreal's finest, it's on another level of importance right now.
And
So
that incompletion that you alluded to doesn't even count towards the stats. So in everyone's mind, Wyeth is 6 for 6, 7 for 7, around there.
7 for 7.
There you go.
Tim Crane with the catch from the play.
big
but
slant
that's the
reception
tackle.
there.
Seems like we're all focused on Montreal's finest offense here. But like you said, there is a lot of football to be played. Ryan Kastner has to be at his best the rest of the way in order for them to have a chance here taking the title away from the Montreal's finest.
We talk about interception ratio, 19-6 in favor for the finest. And here's a key stat, though, experience-wise. Finest have 46 rings combined amongst their roster. Rainmakers, only 5. So a lot of experience on the finest side in this element.
And I'm pretty sure those 5 are made up from
Shane Williams
Delory
and
Shane
Mark
Williams.
Delory, yeah.
Old school in the Hurricanes. Second down now. Castro going to Shane Williams, wide open through 4 finest guys. Backs his way up. Tackled by Garrett Taylor. Timeout called by Keyshawn Thompson late in the first half.
That is a great timeout, a very smart timeout to take, trying to get Wyeth on that field again should the Rainmakers score.
Shane Williams there moonwalking as far back as he can, getting a lot of yards after completion there. Definitely a hard body to stop when he starts backpedaling like that.
They'll need a lot of moonwalking if they want to get back in this game. Down by 21 here late in the first half. Daniel Gentili, Mo Khan, Jim Coethris. And you look at the stats right now so far in the first half. Ryan Kastner's had, stats-wise, some good numbers, but only 13 points to show for it.
But the number that shines and that is magnified here is, of course, that pick 6 that happened last drive to Olivier Bourdage.
Key stat, 19 plays ran by the Rainmakers, 7 by the finest. Kastner looking. No sack, incomplete. It'll be second down.
Yeah, very, very close there, very closely contested. Kastner was, again, able to get it off just in time.
Seems like they're keyed in on that short slant from Chidiat. Garrett Taylor played it to perfection there. He needed to really, really stretch to make that catch, and unfortunately for the Rainmakers, it's second and goal.
Second and goal now, and right now down by 3 scores, hoping to knock it in to maybe make this a 34-19, if not 34-20 lead. And at some point here, the Rainmakers are going to have to make their run, and it has to start now in this series as they're 4 yards away from the end zone. Kastner looking quick route. There, Kastner, touchdown.
Big catch there, even with Karim Bennett in close proximity. He goes to that beautiful connection, brother to brother, knows that his brother will pay off there. Big catch for 6.
Yeah, it seems like Ryan and his brother have a connection in this game that's going to last perhaps the rest of the way. Karim Bennett tried to make a nice play on the ball. Was it just a tad too late? And honestly, I don't think it's going to get to his head. They're still up 2 scores with their offense coming on the field. So this is actually a really big extra point here for the Rainmakers, as early as it is in this game.
5th catch, 2nd touchdown for Derek Kastner. Can they convert on the extra points? Kastner dropping back, looking right, avoids a rush. Wide open. Chidiak converts. It is now 34-20 for the finest.
It seems like Kastner is knowing that with that first sack early on, Guillaume Ward is starting to come in very hot, very eager, and he's taking advantage of that by making sure that he doesn't get that sack right away.
Yeah, a little sidestep to his right gains him a second, and in Division 1, especially with the top 2 quarterbacks in FPF here, Ryan and Kevin Wyeth, you can't give them extra time.
Can
We're going to say this the whole game.
And we're now within 5 plays in this game.
Could the Rainmakers force a turnover? We'll find out on this drive. 5 plays left. Again, more wide open. Makes one move on Matt Bond, tackled, and that should be enough for a first down.
Yeah, 5 hooks all around from left to right. Obviously, you're going to look for the big guys and Shepard or Aked Moore, a.k.a. Pinstripes.
He doesn't wear those shorts anymore, though.
I know, but he knows that's my nickname for him.
Pinstripes.
And makes another big catch. Can we see another halftime miracle here from Aked Moore against the Rainmakers?
We saw that last year on that, as Jim alluded to, right? Catching that Hail Mary pre-halftime, finest Hail Mary on 3 Rainmaker players.
I don't know if it's going to be a miracle this time around, considering the coverage he has on.
Penalty kick, spin move, tackled by Mark Delorier. 7 yards, 8 yards in the play, but he caught that in traffic.
Yeah, that was the first time this game that the Rainmakers defense posed a threat to Kevin Wyeth. He had to really sling it into the right spot for Roshdi off his back foot. So, you know what? It's a good sign for the Rainmakers defense here. You know, maybe just that play can give them a bit of confidence going into the second half.
GM, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, it was a great rush by Michael Saman there. It was definitely not Kevin Wyeth's first read going to Roshdi there. It paid off, but if they keep up that pressure, it may not always pay off.
All right, big play coming up here for the Finest in the Rainmaker defense. Can they stop the Finest? Wyeth avoids it. He's going to walk in for the touchdown to make it.
Smooth sailing.
Yeah, it looks like he pump faked and looked one way, and everyone just followed there. Definitely a rough one for the Rainmakers defense.
40 points to 20. 40 to 20 here. Danielle, you said smooth sailing. No one within 10 yards of him.
Unreal. He sent everyone to the left side of the field. I think it was predetermined that he was going to make a move on the rusher and run to the right. Man, 40 points in one half of football. That is unreal.
That's what all 3 of us can do maybe in one season with an offense like that.
Yeah, that's 6 touchdowns, 1 on defense, 5 on offense for Kevin Wyeth.
Wyeth. Okay, more. No good. So is 40-20, and I believe the Rainmakers will have 1, if not 2 plays left on this series here. GM, let's go in the Rolodex. What can they call? Cut the field in half and then go for it on the Hail Mary?
I mean, I think right now Ryan Kastner's going to have to gauge it based on where the defenders are lining up. Usually it's expected that he's going to cut up the field, so maybe throw them for a loop, because right now it looks like they're all lining up, save Keyshawn Thompson. They're all lining up at that 10-yard mark. I think that maybe sending Tim Kramer or Shane Williams all the way downfield would be something I would do here.
Let's find out here. Keyshawn Thompson playing deep safety. Kastner going over the middle, almost picked off by Keyshawn Thompson, intended for Michael Chidiat.
That could have been disaster for the Rainmakers.
And I mean, now it looks like they're going to be forced to go deep after all. Michael Saman looked like he was a little bit free along those sidelines to the right there, but that play was not able to be brought in.
What Ryan needs to do here on offense, I know I say this as a quarterback speaking here, the Montreal's Finest defense, especially that left side with the Taylor brothers, love to make breaks on the quarterback's eyes. Throwing them off with a couple looks, couple pump fakes is going to be a key in the second half.
They're going to go Hail Mary. Ken Moore now in the game. Hail Mary. Through the hands. Touchdown, Tim Kramer.
God.
Tim Kramer with a huge touchdown, 40 yards, and that is a great momentum swing for the Rainmakers as they get the ball in the second half to start off.
Yeah, 40-26 here. Tim Kramer, beautiful discipline there on that tip drill. Make sure that even though that ball is in his vicinity, he comes down with it.
Yeah, they got a taste of their own medicine. Last year, they got a deep Hail Mary touchdown against them. This year, against the same team, Montreal's Finest, he throws the ball deep down the field and luckily lands into the arms and the hands of Tim Kramer. Again, like you said, Mo, huge heading into the second half.
What was a 20-point lead, now a 13-point lead. Rainmakers get the ball in the second half. They can even cut this to a touchdown, depending on this extra point and what they do in the second half. Tipped by Garrett Taylor. So 40-26. Rainmakers get the ball in the second half. This game is far from over, even though the Finals are up by 14. Daniel, your thoughts on this first half? Nothing went wrong for the Finest.
Nothing went wrong, clearly. No incompletions from Kevin Wyeth. Defensively, they had sacks from Guillaume Ward. They had a pick six from Olivier Bourdage. I don't think you could ask for a better first half in a championship game. Again, that last play, I don't think will affect the mindset and the confidence of the Montreal's finest going into the second half. But man, does it ever play a deep role for the Rainmakers.
Speaking of being deep in trouble, as Eddie Murphy said,
deep undercover. I think I'm the only person who would get that reference here, by the way.
Daniele probably. What are the keys for the Rainmakers in the second half? What do they have to do to get back? They're down by 2 scores, but they get the ball to start off the second half. They convert. They're only down by 1 score.
Yeah, you know what? I think that they're going to have to hope for some luck here, but definitely keep the finest guessing on both sides of the ball. Keep them guessing. Throw them out of their comfort zone, because you know that the finest game plan to a T, and when they get on a roll, they're unstoppable right now. So I would say do something that's outside of their comfort zone, but also outside the Montreal's finest comfort zone right now.
Daniele?
Well, okay. Just trying to make sure that everyone figures this out. That last play in the first half, we all know, okay, cool, Hail Mary, touchdown. But what that gives the Rainmakers here is the fact that they only have to stop Kevin Wyeth once now. If they didn't get that touchdown at the end of the first half,
it would be game over.
They have to stop him twice. To stop him once is hard. Stop him twice, impossible. So bringing that into the huddle on the bench here at halftime for the Rainmakers has to play big in their heads, and they have to really, focus on making no mistakes here on offense, especially on offense. And on defense, they have to make that stop, man.
Here's a key stat for you guys. 23 plays ran by the Rainmakers, 26 points. 9 plays ran by the Finest, 40 points.
I think that the longer this game goes on, it's still going to look just as impressive. But you know what? I think the Rainmakers need to put that aside, focus on this half as a new half, and definitely come out of the gates swinging here.
You're absolutely right, GM. No doubt about it.
And this could be the game right here to start off the second half. Can the Rainmakers cut into this lead? Can they make this a game and a 1-score lead for the Finest after their opening drive in the second half? We'll find out right now here. We're only 22 minutes and 5 plays away from finding out who the last winner of the FPF winter season will be. Could it be the Finest, the 2-time defending winter champions, or could it be the Rainmakers, who are looking for their first ever FPF crown? Let's get the second half underway here.
Well said, Mo Khan.
Kastner looking right. Sacked.
Wow.
It worked for him once. It worked for him twice. But as Guillaume Ward is there waving his finger right now, fool me again, that's not going to happen.
That was
I know that's not the saying, but
you sounded a bit like George Bush there. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice. What's that saying?
What's that saying again?
But
fool me again, that ain't going to happen.
That break on the ball from Keyshawn Thompson was the reason why Guillaume Ward got that sack. Great play.
Second and long now for the Rainmakers. Kastner has to avoid another sack, which will be a safety if he stays in the end zone. Kastner, short pass. Tim Kramer, spin move. Gorgeous move. And he gets around Kareem Binet, and that will give them at least 9 yards on the play.
And I think it's very, very understated just how important that catch was. They really need to convert this first down, and Tim Kramer brought them that much closer to it.
All right, third down situation here. Daniele, 1 for 3 the Rainmakers are. The last time they were in this situation, Ali Baghdad, pick 6.
Yeah, well, look, it's 3rd and 6 here. They have 2 downs to make 6 yards. I don't think he's going to force a ball this time to Shane Williams. He knows that he ain't punting. So 2 downs here to make 6.
Big play coming up. Wide open, Saman. He gets the first down. Tackled by Keyshawn Thompson.
We mentioned earlier that Michael Saman is not someone who normally plays offense, and I guess that the Finest noticed that as well in her leaving him open, but unfortunately that's not necessarily the best thing for him.
Yeah, he looked a bit shaky, though, coming down with that catch. He caught it with his chest with 2 arms wrapped around that like it was his little baby boy. But, look, leaving a guy open, obviously you're going to leave Saman open if you want to focus in on someone else. Good read by Kastner finding the open guy. Let's see if Montreal's Finest could take something away from Kastner here.
First time trips right now for Ryan Kastner. Shane Williams, the inside receiver. Kastner looking Williams outside, avoids the sack. Wide open Tim Kramer, touchdown.
Tim Kramer is really, really making his presence felt here. He was wide open, called out to Kastner, and was still able to get that ball in. There's a matchup on that right side of the defense. We were talking about it earlier on that Kastner was favoring that side, and now it's really coming to fruition in the second half.
Yeah, another second for Ryan Kastner, another touchdown. 3 touchdowns tonight. where he eludes the rush, finds an open guy downfield. It's impossible to cover for that long. There's nothing to be ashamed of from the Montreal's finest defense. Now their offense has to pay it back.
And we'll find out if the momentum can be seized by the Rainmakers. Kastner going to the corner of the end zone, through the hands of Chidiat.
Oh.
And it'll be 40-32 now for the finest. Up by 8.
Game here. Just out of the hands of Michael Chidiat. If that ball might have been a little bit more catchable, I think we might have seen a penalty on Nathan Taylor here. But not a catchable ball.
Yeah.
Definitely a difficult one.
I actually kind of disagree with you there, GM. I don't think it was that much of a penalty or contact from Nathan Taylor. I think Ryan Kastner got the ball off a bit too late. He's used to those timing routes. That one he didn't pass it before the break, and that's probably the reason why it was an incompletion.
Keyshawn Thompson back in for Garrett Taylor at the left wideout spot. Again, more tackled by Matt Bond for a short gain, second down.
Another completion for Wyeth. 2-yard drag to Akenmore. The triple slants right worked again. Man, it's just rewinding to every other game that Wyeth plays. It's just efficient and effective.
I'm on board with that, but at the same time, they've been minimizing the effect of the deep ball. We saw it on the first play of the game, and we haven't really seen it since then, which I guess is cause for success for the Rainmakers right now. Tim Kramer rushing for something different. Wyeth still escapes him, gets 7 before getting tackled by Dan Adler.
Great coverage by the Rainmaker defense. A great rush from Tim Kramer. Let's see if they can use that more often, perhaps to throw off Kevin Wyeth.
It'll be enough for a first down, it appears, and they are moving the bags here. So first down. So Kevin Wyeth, first real test coming from Tim Kramer rushing, but Michael Saman now back in at rusher. Tim Kramer off as he gets a breather, I guess, if we use that term.
Definitely something I was talking about as well, throwing them for a loop. You saw flustered Kevin Wyeth, who still managed to come up clutch and escape the rush.
Big play coming up here for the finest. Wyeth waiting. Corner out.
On that triple move.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
On that post corner.
Yeah, you can see that at least once a game from the finest offense. I saw it in the semifinals against the Express on Pat Chenard. Corner post corner, like GM just stated, impossible to stop.
46-32 now for the finest, up by 14.
I mean, I'm speechless on that one. There's really nothing that a Rainmakers defender can do in that situation, especially in a man coverage where Rushdie does that triple move. I mean, Dan Adler could not cover that at all.
Adler been burnt twice. Rushdie drops the extra point. Second missed opportunity here, so 46-32. And as we said before, Dan Adler's been burnt for 2 touchdowns. The opening pass to Guillaume Ward, and now that play. So they got to make some adjustments on that defense.
Well, look, in Dan Adler's defense, I don't think anyone was able to stop Rushdie there on that triple move. And it's funny, after the conversion on that drop, we have the fans here trying to chirp Rushdie. His sure-handedness didn't come to effect there.
Kramer gets tackled by Kareem Bennett. That's Tim Kramer's 7th catch of the evening so far.
Yeah, that was an easy pass and catch from Kastner to Kramer. Seems like that's his number 1 option right now.
So Rainmakers have to move this ball quickly here, down by 14 in the Div 1 final, second half. Ryan Kastner been sacked twice by Guillaume Ward. Kastner looking right, rolling out to the right, going to the corner. Ben Leger, great catch.
Oh, great toe drag there. He had the first foot just in front of the sideline and managed to drag his second foot to get placement in and make sure that reception counted.
And Kastner looks a lot more comfortable now than he did in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right about that. But it seems like Ben Leger is a fantastic route runner. His both catches were just perfect routes, perfect throws, impossible to defend.
And right now, the Rainmakers driving the ball, getting close to the end zone again. Kastner looking right, bumps, sacked by Guillaume Ward.
It looked like no read was open there. He looked to his brother, looked to the middle of the field, looked to the left, and surprise, Guillaume Ward.
Guillaume Ward's pumped, man. Every time he makes a sack, he looks at his compatriot, and he congratulates them on a great coverage scheme. And look, man, they covered every single one of his reads, and he came down with a sack, man.
And as Keyshawn Thompson said in the press conference, Guillaume Ward is their X factor in trying to stop this Rainmaker offense. Kastner, short pass to Tim Kramer. Avoids one tackle, got by Bordage, short gain. Third down coming up.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think Keyshawn Thompson is trying to complain for a flag guard, but that was not even close to a flag guard. He put his arm to the ground to keep his balance, and it's just a straight pass and catch with a move, man. You can't really complain about that.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there, Danielle. I mean, if you put your arm to the ground with your hand touching that turf, all you need is a touch on them rather than deflagging them. So I don't know what the complaints are on
2
this.
for 4 on third down now for the Rainmakers. Castro looking to convert. Wide open is Derek Castro. He gets it. Pushed out of bounds by Kareem Bennett. And that'll be enough for a first down. Flag, though. Probably unnecessary contact.
No, it's an end goal situation here. I don't think there's a first down there. But, look, that's a safety valve, and he's going to hit him every time he's open.
6 grabs for Ryan Castro, 2 touchdowns this evening. And right now, he's definitely having a big game along with Tim Kramer. And as a result, Rainmakers now 3 for 5 on third down conversions, but they're still down by 14 points in the second half.
Yeah, time is definitely of the essence for the Rainmakers.
Now, literally, at the lip of the goal line. Can Ryan Castro convert? Kastner rolling out to his left, waiting, buying time. Kastner sacked.
Yeah. That was a vicious man coverage by the Montreal's finest defense, and Gilmore definitely took advantage in sacking Ryan Kastner.
Yeah, nothing open for Kastner. It's a very easy sack for Gilmore, considering Kastner can't run in the red zone.
And folks, that was Gilmore's 4th sack of the game. He had 5 week 1 against Ryan Kastner, so he's almost on target to hit the 5 sack mark that he had in week 1 99 days ago, so 3.5 months more or less.
He's a beast, man. He plays both ways, makes fantastic catches as we saw in the first play,
and does not lose heart either.
Yeah,
he definitely gives it everything.
Game changer on defense, man.
Big play coming up here. Castro has a little bit more room to work with. Castro looking left, waits, going to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown, Tim Kramer.
With his 3rd, Tim Kramer, definitely a name that we've been hearing all game, and definitely one of the most underrated receivers in all of FPF.
46-38 now.
Karim Bennett just a bit off coverage there. Gives Tim Kramer the necessary space he needs to make a catch for a touchdown. What I'm really impressed by, Mo and GM, is the fact that Keyshawn Thompson there in the middle is just so precise on his ability to know where Derek Kastner is going. It seems like everywhere Derek Kastner is, he shifts towards, and it's unreal.
Kastner wide open. Chidiat, great catch.
Great adjustment by Chidiat. That ball looked like it was a little bit underthrown. Chidiat stopped his route and managed to make that catch, even though it was a little bit late for him.
And as I get impressed by Keyshawn Thompson, he just tends to move to the right a bit too early, leaving Chidiat that necessary space to make that wonderful catch.
Well, a big drive now for the Finest. They're only up by 7 points now. And if they're going to win this game, they're going to have to maintain their momentum that they've garnered so far in the first half into the second half.
I think for the Rainmakers defense, it starts with 1 incompletion. That's all you need right now is that first incompletion, and then they can think about, turning that ball over.
Officially 1 incompletion, which Kevin Wyeth so far, which we won't say right now. Wyeth, wide open, Don Shepard, and away goes Don
Ben
Shepard.
Leger just a step behind that.
Yeah, Leger almost makes another play against Wyeth in a championship game. If he has his hands on that, it's going for 6. That's not a doubt, no doubt in my mind. Another big catch from Donald Shepard, man, unreal.
And that is a big, big play because, again, momentum seemed like it was teetering back towards Rainmakers, but Don Shepard makes a huge catch, his 3rd of the game, and now Finest are within scoring range of maybe making this a 2-score lead once again.
I find it funny that perhaps one of the greatest centers in FPF, this is really one of the first times we hear his name in this game, and he's definitely making his presence felt even on that one play.
Wyeth looking left, waits patiently. Caught. Aked Moore, and he is
It seems
in
like
for the touchdown.
Aked Moore is definitely Matt Bond's kryptonite here, because Matt Bond, who's normally a great defender, is largely ineffective against Aked Moore.
Yeah, he seemed real dejected. I mean, it seemed like he put no effort in tackling or deflagging Aked Moore. Aked Moore, a guy that is not known for his shiftiness, makes a great move on Matt Bond and, giving him a night to forget.
Matt Bond, the former Ottawa Gigi, having not the best night for Matt Bond.
As we approach the 3-minute mark in this game.
Left in the game.
Yeah.
Left in the game? No, guys.
Incomplete, so out of bounds. So it is now 52-39 for the Finest.
Shootout is an understatement here in the Division I championship game.
I don't know if shootout is an understatement because usually in a shootout you need both teams to be performing equally.
Oh well, come on. The Rainmakers have just they're
just shy right now.
a 12-point swing here on one play on that Bourdash pick six. So it's for me, it's still considered a shootout.
Kastner, Tim Kramer, spin move, and he is stopped just shy of the rush marker, so about a 6-yard gain or so on that drive.
Once again, Kastner picking on that right side of the field, his left side of the defense.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing a matchup here that he likes.
10th catch for Tim Kramer in this game. Kastner looking left, going over the middle. Chitty out with the catch. Great tackle by Garrett Taylor. First down, though.
Nathan Taylor's begging for that deep ball. He had Saman covered like white on rice. A big play by Garrett here to even cover Chitty out there on that slant. Well done. Just a great pass and catch.
As the clock inches ever so close here, and we'll definitely talk about in the postgame show if the Finals were to win this game, where they stand in the FPF history. But right now, Ryan Kastner trying to ruin those plans and trying to get back in this game and hopefully win his first ever FPF title.
Excited here.
Going deep. Chidiat intended, covered by Garrett Taylor, incomplete.
Tight coverage on defense by Garrett Taylor. Ryan had nothing open. He just threw a big one downfield, hoping for the best. But in his defense, a great play by overthrowing it.
4th down coming up here. That was a 3rd down opportunity. They're now 3 for 6.
Well, this is a big play. You can hear the Montreal's Finest screaming, "This is it. This is what we're here for." Let's see if they can make another big play.
Do they have it in them to make a big play now and to potentially seal this game, put one nail in the coffin in the Rainmakers' hopes of winning this football game? Chidiat Saman to Kastner's right, Williams Kramer to the left. Kastner waiting, going deep.
Airing it
Saman
out there.
picked up by Nate Taylor. Is that inbounds? We'll find out. Yes, it is. Interception for Nate Taylor.
Great coverage. Again, I'm going to say this one more time. That was a beautiful play, but it was a result of Keyshawn Thompson covering Derek Kastner on that drag left to the offense left, to the defensive right. Unreal. Keyshawn Thompson, honestly, is a guy that is cementing another victory and another championship for the Montreal's Finest.
Yeah, I mean, that ball just had way too much airtime, and especially when Michael Saman was being covered by someone like Nathan Taylor, there's not much that could have been done there.
All right, here we go. Can the Rainmakers make a stop, or can the Finest book their way for another Div 1 title? Caught by Rashman Alligator, and it is converted for a first down, 11-yard gain.
Shane Williams thinking that Rashi did not corral those feet in there.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be the first incompletion, but that's not the case.
And so far, we're not going to say the words, but right now it's been a solid game for the quarterback, number 14 for Montreal's Finest, whereas the Rainmakers right now have not been able to solve the riddle that is Kevin Wyeth.
It's hard to solve him. All his plays work to a T. All his players can catch the ball. It's tough.
Wyeth looking left, waits. Don Shepard wide open, touchdown.
Shane Williams just got beat. I don't know if there was miscommunication. Maybe he thought he had help over the top. But a great ball from Kevin Wyeth. A sure-handed Donald Shepard will not drop that. I'm sorry.
And Mark DeLay was not happy about that, GM.
It's just been a rough one for the Rainmakers here. That's definitely the final nail in the coffin. Don Shepard getting his first touchdown of the game as well.
58-39 now for the Finest. And they are going to move into sole possession of the most Div 1 titles. They're on their way right now. Kevin Moore with the convert. 59.
This is
39.
unbelievable, man. It's like child's play. It's unbelievable how easy it is for this offense to just score.
You alluded to that earlier, Mo.
Yeah.
With this, they surpass the Young Guns and take sole possession with 4 Division 1 championships.
They're on their way right now to FPF supremacy with a potential 4th Div 1 title coming up. Kastner goes silence to Kramer. Kramer with his 11th catch, tackled by Ali Bogdaj.
No. Okay.
Yeah,
Deep
it's
hook.
just
Deep hook. I mean,
deep hook. Tim Kramer's been the sole shining star in this game for the most part. It's been a rough one for the Rainmakers here as this game winds down.
I think I think the defense will give that to them. 10 out of 10 plays, as long as they just spend time working down the field.
Kastner makes the catch, tackled by Keyshawn Thompson. That'll be enough for a first down, 5-yard gain.
Yeah, I mean a good quick hook by Derek Kastner. That's definitely not the play they should be looking for though if they want to put more points up on the board.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like they have much room downfield to attack. Look, they're giving them the short plays. They're going to make them work for every single point, and that's the recipe right now that they have to do.
Kastner forced out. Kastner, Derek that is, with the catch, spin move, tackled by Cream Bennett, 7-yard gain.
Yeah, getting it off just before that relentless Guillaume Ward rush got into Kastner's face. Kastner to Kastner connection as we've been seeing this game as well.
Yeah, it seems like Montreal's finest know they won this game. They're going to give everything short. Nathan Taylor, Garrett Taylor on the left side aren't being threatened at all because they know they have it shut down. A well-played game.
Kastner, slant to Chidiat. Great catch, makes one move on Garrett Taylor, gets tackled by Keyshawn Thompson.
It doesn't look like it's going to be enough for that first down either, though.
Keyshawn Thompson, another big play, holding them to another third down and short. A guy that, won't be in the runnings for the MVP because his numbers aren't staggering, but, man, he should be definitely mentioned as the defensive MVP of this game because he's doing a heck of a job.
Absolutely. It's not just about stats where the defensive players make their mark.
3 for 5 on third down conversions for the Rainmakers. Kastner waiting, buying time. Sacked by Guillaume Ward. That is his 10th sack on Ryan Kastner this season.
Another
Guillaume Ward once again claiming that sack was a direct result of the defense's play. Always the selfless player that he is. Class act all around.
I would have taken that sack by myself.
Yeah. Again, look, if you have a chance right now, just rewind to the beginning of the play. Look where Keyshawn Thompson is lined up on Kastner. He knows he's going to his right. Like, it's scripted and unreal, man. I just can't get over what he's doing now on defense.
As the clock winds down here, can Rainmakers punch it in here? Kastner, deep stance. Kastner sacked again. Number 6 for Guillaume Ward.
Clear dominance from the defense. Clear dominance from Guillaume Ward. Look, if a defensive MVP during the season can win as a rusher with 20 sacks, I think he could be in the running here as the MVP of this game with 6 already.
Co-MVPs maybe.
It's really hard considering just the dominance that this game has had overall on the side of Montreal's finest. It's hard to really pinpoint one player who will be the finals MVP. I mean, it's still up for discussion here. Ackett-Moore, huge catches early on for those touchdowns. Kevin Wyeth, obviously, with his dominance in spreading the ball. Guillaume Ward with his two-way play.
And Nate Taylor gets in the act now. And you look at Guillaume Ward, 6 sacks. According to my unofficial stats, that's 44 yards lost for Ryan Kastner.
That's an extreme amount. That's a length of a football field, man. That's way too much. Can't let that happen. And, again, just this last play, Nathan Taylor getting in on offense. We haven't seen him here on offense, occupying that left wideout. And, look, getting rewarded for his good defensive play. A catch right away. Wyeth looked for him, got him. Almost dropped it, almost stepped out of bounds, but he made a great catch.
As we wind down here, Wyeth, Shapper with another catch, tackled by Shane Williams, short gain, second down coming up.
Yeah,
Huge play there for sure. I mean, Shane Williams really just got there just a second too late.
seemed like they're just going through the motions here. Both teams know the result of this game. They're just going to finish this one up, try to keep it clean, and for Wyeth, just try to keep that perfect pass. Pass completion.
You know what that is. We can't say it.
It's like I just said. He's going to get a shutout.
No hitter.
Like Carey Price is going to get a shutout.
Like a no hitter over here for the finest.
Please.
Wyeth waiting, buying time. Touchdown, Rashi Ben Abdicator.
And the streak stays alive.
Streak stays alive. I wouldn't be surprised if they put Rashdi at quarterback for the next couple drives here.
They could put you or I at quarterback, even GM at quarterback.
And officially there, 0 incompletions for Kevin Wyeth. They take the throne.
That's it. Game over. They're going to call it. Well done. Congratulations to the finest. Extremely well deserved. Great play all around. Mo.
65-39 victory here. Montreal's finest now are on a mantle of their own as potentially the greatest FPF team in the history of this league. As Kevin Wyeth goes perfect, as in a perfect game, more or less, with no incompletions here. We'll stay tuned for the post game. We'll get the thoughts of Daniele and GM here and the trophy presentation as you'll see on your screen. And I'll start with you, Daniele. It seemed like the moment that the Finest scored on the first play by Guillaume Ward, that set the wheels in motion of them not looking back.
Yeah, they set the tempo, and they made another. After that touchdown, they made a big play on defense. They got a couple sacks on their first drive. They came out on their first defensive possession with no points against, and right there, man, we kind of said it. They put the nail in the coffin early. Can't stop Wyeth. They couldn't even get an incompletion. Just a great play. You can't bet against these Montreal's finest.
Yeah, I mean, as nice it would have been to see the Rainmakers take this one here, I think it was established early on in this game and definitely perceived in the pregame that Montreal's finest would be doing so well. You see Guillaume Ward there holding up the trophy, very, very excited.
I'll ask you from a quarterback perspective. Ryan Kastner unfortunately cannot close the deal again. What is going through his mind knowing that so close but yet so far?
Ryan Kastner knows what he's up against every finals in the Montreal's finest. I spoke to him, even after their game in the semifinals against the Alcoholics. He knows what he was up against. He knows that it's a team revolved around their offense. And tonight, I don't think he expected such defensive dominance from the Montreal's finest. And I think he's going to have to, next time they play, he's going to have to really keep an eye on Guillaume Ward because he was the key difference in this game.
Jim, you're a former rusher. Guillaume Ward, 6 sacks, 11 against Ryan Kastner. The term they use is that you're in the zone, and Guillaume Ward was in the zone.
Absolutely, and definitely mentally sacks beget more sacks. Once you get that first one, and then you get a second one, it's like, okay, I'm already dominating. Let me get more. And you saw Ward was attributing it to the strength of the defense. You give the defense that in their minds as well. They want to come up with a big play again. It's cyclical. Once you start that, it just keeps going.
You know what? You're absolutely right. It's a the rushing position. You especially with your experience, it's a momentum position. Once you get the first couple, you're on a high, and it seems like you can't be stopped. They just presented the MVP trophy to Kevin Wyeth, a guy that wasn't able to get sacked or stopped. Evidence that he is the best of all time.
As they do the team photo, the tradition, unlike any other here in FPF. As the Finest win their 3rd consecutive winter title, their 4th in their franchise history, to add on the couple of spring titles that they won. And they definitely go down in history as being one of the greatest ever in this league's life here. And as we look at the Rainmakers bench, you can see the dejection, especially Ryan Kastner and the entire team here. I'll ask you, Daniele, as we approach spring season, they will be in the spring league. What can they do to improve themselves to maybe make another run and hopefully close out the deal this time?
Yeah, there's no question they're going to enter the spring season in Division A with a chip on their shoulder. What they need to do, honestly, they don't need to do much. They just played against a really, really good team tonight. Usually the Rainmakers are super efficient on offense, and it seemed like they just didn't have what it took tonight. And there's nothing wrong with the way they played. You have to give credit where credit is due, Mo. And tonight, Montreal's finest deserved it. And I'm not going to say Rainmakers didn't because they still played a great game. Just unfortunately, they couldn't go their way tonight.
GM, you see the Finest and how dominant they were in this game. And as we get ready for the spring season, what can they look forward to? Because I think the competition will be very tough come spring 2014.
Absolutely, especially with cap rules in place. Finest are definitely going to be amongst elite company as well. I think it won't be long, if not this spring, then in the winter. I don't think it'll be long before teams are specially created in order to dethrone the Finest. They're going to look to put together teams for the sole purpose of making sure that the Finest do not have a repeat performance.
Well, folks, that's it. That's all. So we want to thank everyone who tuned into all 6 finals. It was a hard work production. Alex Staccola, PZ Delarizzi, Robert Campana, Sid, Ryan, you name it, the camera people that have been a part of this thing, sitting here for 6-7 hours. These guys have been here since 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So we appreciate everyone who tuned in all throughout the 6 final broadcasts. Congrats to all 6 finalists. Daniele, GM, thank you very much for your job well done for the Div 1, Div 2 finals, and also your Div 3 work on top of that.
It's been my
Folks,
pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. We'll see you May 14th for a kickoff of the spring season 2014. Montreal's Finest, congratulations. You are the 3-time winter champions.
Back to back.
To back. From here, we sign off from Brossard, Quebec. Hope you enjoy your 3-week layoff. And away we go. And 1 second, GM, what do you want to say? One last thing?
From all of us here at FPF Studios and the Weekly Extra Point Live.
Happy birthday, Daniele.
Thank you, man. It's in 20 minutes, but I appreciate it.
Well, by the time people see this, it'll be well past your birthday.
God bless. Congratulations to all the champions. Kudos to all the finalists. Come back in the spring with a chip on your shoulder and wreak havoc on your opposition. And
one more thank you to Darren Basmajan, the brainchild of this whole option and project. Have a great week, Montreal. We'll see you in a few weeks' time, May 14th.
Good night, London.
Good night, London.